and watch the step cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th curb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let y'all know that this video is brought to you by Print Champs. Big Print Champs in the building. Get your iconic Hurt Season hats, your ski mask, Howie tees, all of those things. Use code BULLY10 at checkout. Tap in, man. Get something for somebody for Father's Day, man. Get them a Hurt Season hat. That's all you got to do, man, for any Eagles fan. And you know we definitely stay ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? We definitely are the innovators. We not following any imitations out here. You know what I mean? We seen the foresight of the Kelly Greens coming down the pipe, so the Kelly Green truck is already available for you now. Yeah, tap in, man. Use code BULLY10 at checkout. Let's get into it, yo. So you know I had to feed the streets. Of course, I'm going to feed the streets before we get into Father's Day weekend and all of that stuff, man. So let's talk about one of my favorite bright young stars on the roster, and that is Reed Blankenship. You know who I'm talking about. There's been a lot of talks about Budda Baker. Should the Eagles pursue Budda Baker? Now, I'm never against getting the talent of that magnitude, especially a guy who's as passionate about winning as Budda Baker. But if the Philadelphia Eagles don't upgrade at the safety position, I really feel like we're okay. I feel like we're okay back there riding with Reed Blankenship, man, because I vividly remember him stepping in as an undrafted free agent, fighting for a roster spot, and then filling in for the league leader in interceptions at the time in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson before he got hurt in that Packers game and made an immediate impact in that Packers game. I just think that playing time and just, you know, further development will see a superstar emerge out of Reed Blankenship. There's been a lot of things, you know what I mean, changing on the Eagles rosters as far as safeties go. You got Edmonds coming into the fold. Epps is gone. Blankenship could be next up. You know what I mean? We drafted Sidney Brown. The Philadelphia Eagles are in a fill-out process. Let's see what guy we can get back there. Now, mind you, the market is kind of stale. Gardner-Johnson didn't get the amount of money that he wanted. Budda Baker's probably... Budda Baker is going to want a bag, you know what I mean, for a trade. So, you know, I think the Philadelphia Eagles have been approaching the safety situation kind of like how the NFL is looking at running backs. You know what I mean? These guys have been devalued. Guys are taking pennies on the dollar compared to what they were making back then for superstar safety. So we got to see what's going on with this one, man. But I think that Reed Blankenship can be an emerging, budding star for the Philadelphia Eagles. This year will prove it in my estimation. We talk about elite alertness with Reed Blankenship, knowing where to be, always being around the ball. All those are recipes for, you know, just success at that level. And, you know, he did get a small nod from Brian Dawkins. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But let's get into this Battleship film. I think when you're looking at Reed Blankenship, he brings something to the game that, you know, has kind of been missing. I think that's effort. I've seen Reed Blankenship in multiple different situations, and he seemed to be able to do everything in a real small sample size. You can see him right now on the blitz from his position, the safety position as a safety. You know, move an offensive lineman back and create pressure to flush Daniel Jones out of the pocket. These are the things that Reed Blankenship does, along with possessing elite alertness. Just elite. Now you see Reed Blankenship at the top left of the screen. You know, he's going to be on his tight end like white on rice. You know, as soon as he touches the ball, Reed Blankenship is there. Always around the ball. Always around the war. We remember this play right here when Gardner-Johnson got hurt. We remember it. You know what I mean? And we are like, no, what is going to happen? What are we going to do? Who's going to come in and fill for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was playing out of his mind at this point? And then in comes Reed Battleship, as I like to call him. His first play, you know what I mean, getting significant minutes in an important game right here. But although this was a touchdown pass, he had to pick his poison: strong side, weak side. He was the only safety up top. Just poor defensive play design, if you ask me, by Jonathan Gannon. But once Reed Blankenship is in a spot where he knows he can excel, then you see the real power of a Reed Blankenship right here, proven to be always around the ball. You know what I mean? This play right here is a run play, but Reed Blankenship quickly diagnoses, gets involved in the play. When the safety gets involved as much as Reed Blankenship does, you get those strip sacks, you get those loose balls off the ground, you're able to dive on the ball and things of that nature. You know what I mean? If you're just not sitting back letting the other guys do work, listen, this is a total team game, and Reed Blankenship always sticking his nose in the business to make sure that he's in the right place at the right time. Again, Reed Blankenship, look at him and look at the ball. He always ends up around it. No matter what's happening, he will flow to the traffic and end up around the ball to get a half a tackle. He does whatever he has to do to impact the game. And these are all plays in sequence. You know what I mean? I'm not skipping through the film. This is one consecutive drive leading up to, the biggest play of his young career. But we're going to get into it, man. You know what I mean? We're going to get into it. Reed Blankenship, again, finding his way around the ball. You know what I mean? This is pro level stuff right here. You know what I mean? These are the things that matter. This is how you affect the game. Good shoestring tackle, able to get the tight end down. You know what I mean? From that weak side position at the safety position. I mean, it's just remarkable how he's able to read and just be alert. You know what I mean? It's just some things guys just have in them. Some things can be taught. But again, Reed Blankenship here again. You know what I mean? Finding his way around the ball. He has to be the most alert young player on the roster, if you ask me. Just superior at being alert. You know what I mean? Sticking his nose in business, being around the ball, only good things can come. So it's no wonder why Brian Dawkins kind of taking a liking to him from what he's seen. Brian Dawkins was at this game. So was Trey Thomas. And Brian Dawkins has some stuff to say about Reed. You know what I mean? And it's warranted. Reed, again, this is probably one of my favorite plays from Reed Blankenship. He gets downhill in a jiffy. You know what I mean? On the, the quick pass to the running back and gets that tackle from his position. There was a lot of people there before him, but he was the one to make the play. You know what I mean? I love it, man. I love it. Just being that alert, you know what I mean? And I think this is Dylan. But let's see what Trey had to say about this.
Could also be that extra hard-hitting tackler. He's a very short tackler, and I think a game like this suits his, his personality and his skill set, a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was sitting in the box with Brian Dawkins when right before he got that interception when CJ went down, and when Blankenship got that interception and they showed the replay of it, Doc was like, man, that's not someone that's a rookie that's coming in that just stepped out there and just fell into an interception. Like, he drove on that ball, played it with confidence, knew what he was doing, and went out there and made a play. And after he gave him a thumbs up, I was like, well, hey, Doc, I trust your eyes. I'm riding with you too.
Let's dive a little deeper into the interception by Reed Blankenship. The Eagles line up in a scary 6-1 front. You got a corner over the tight end, slot formation. The two safeties are going to flip here. Now, I always wonder, every time I look at this, from this traditional quarters look, was that a call made by Epps? Is that by design to have these two safeties flip? Look at this, because Reed is going to flip and stay to the weak side. He's going to key across number 3 while Epps flips and stays to the strong side. I always wonder, who made that call to do that. I looked at this play many, many times. Now, you see Aaron Rodgers, looking at the linebacker depth, you know what I mean? It's to make sure his wide receiver clears the linebackers, but Reed Blankenship is going to set his feet and drive on his ball like a 12-year vet. You know what I mean? That's just crazy by Reed Blankenship right there. Great play. It's not easy to fool, you know what I'm saying, a guy of Aaron Rodgers' caliber. And Reed Blankenship managed to win the cat and mouse game against a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And that just lets me know that the sky's the limit for this young talent right here. Because Aaron Rodgers don't throw this many clear-cut interceptions right into the breadbasket of the defender. You talking about a guy that goes seasons throwing 4 picks. You know what I mean? So we going to see how this turn out. But I'm team Battleship, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.